Hello everyone, welcome back to Iconic Mentor. Today, we have an exciting topic for all aspiring .NET backend developers out there, the ultimate .NET backend developer roadmap. Whether you are a beginner looking to start a career in backend development or an experienced developer exploring new technologies, this roadmap will guide you through the essential skills and tools you need to master. First thing is learning developer basics. Make sure that you are aware of the very basics as listed below. Understand how the internet works, HTTP or HTTPS protocols, API concepts, HTTP status codes, learn object-oriented programming concepts, improve your problem-solving skills, learn basic data structures algorithms, be fluent in looking up solutions on the internet, become comfortable with ChatGPT prompts. Learn Git in depth, explore GitHub with some practical usage. Next thing is into the world of .NET. To get started with .NET, learn the following basics. Learn basic C# syntaxes and language features. C# 12 is the latest language version that shipped with .NET 8. Start with the ground basics by building a simple .NET console app. Learn about variables, if, else, while, and all the basic stuff. Become an expert in using .NET CLI commands, master IDEs like Visual Studio or code editors like Visual Code. Advanced C#. Now that you are familiar with the basics, let's get going. Learn the basics of clean code practices, understand various C# project templates. Use .NET CLI practice writing decoupled code, understand interfaces, dependency injection and dependency inversion, learn solid principles, design patterns are important. Be aware of at least a few, do not complicate code, keep it simple, silly, read a lot of code. There are tons of open source C# projects on GitHub. Next thing is database fundamentals, a very crucial step in your learning path. Learn about database design and related concepts. You need to know SQL syntaxes. Add stored procedures too. Understand relational versus NoSQL databases and when to choose what. Learn about database optimizations. Work with RDMS like PostgreSQL, MSSQL, etc. and NoSQL. Databases like MongoDB, AWS DynamoDB, Azure ComSourceDB, etc. I prefer PostgreSQL and AWS DynamoDB. ASP.NET Core Powerhouse, focus on ASP.NET Core and web development. We would use this tech to build powerful APIs. Create a sample ASP.NET Core web API and learn the basics. Understand the lifecycle of a request within an ASP.NET Core application. Learn about controllers and minimal APIs. Understand middlewares, routing, filters and attributes. Various API architectures like REST API, GraphQL and gRPC. REST API conventions. Understand MVC pattern, how to load configurations and IOptions pattern. Service lifecycles, scoped, transient singleton, and dependency injection. Authentication authorization, we will have a separate page for this, extension methods. Exception handling with exception handler. Next thing is ORM, object relational mapping, a technique to create a bridge between your C# classes and an actual database. In other words, a reliable way to integrate your .NET applications with a database. Entity Framework Core Code First, Database First approaches. Migrations .NET EF CLI commands. Link is your friend. Various data loading strategies. DB context, query filters, and schemas. Interceptors in EF Core. Dapper, if you are looking for a more raw way to execute your SQL commands. Authentication authorization, a very crucial step in your learning path. Learn ASP.NET Core Identity. Identity endpoints in .NET 8. Users, roles, and permissions. Learn about cookies. JSON Web Tokens, JWT. Identity Server, OpenID Authentication, OAuth 2.0 protocols and different auth flows. Learn about OAuth providers like Keycloak, Auth0, AWS Cognito, or Azure AD. You will be probably using this in a future project. Claims and Permissions Management, System and Solution Designs. Now that you have a basic understanding of building a .NET application, focus on learning system design concepts. Start building applications that are easy to maintain and readable. Develop good system design knowledge to break down systems into smaller pieces and solve problems. Learn about monolith and microservices and understand when to use them. Event-driven architecture. Practice clean architecture with separation of concerns. Vertical slice architecture. Microservices. To build truly decoupled systems, you need to know about microservices. When to use microservices, communication between services using message brokers buses like RabbitMQ or Kafka. Mass transit. Event sourcing and eventual consistency. Observability. Containerization and orchestration. Secrets. API gateways like YARP, OSLOT. Load balancing. And a lot more. Testing. This is something we often tend to skip or put for later. But make sure that you write your test cases. Unit testing. Integration testing. XUnit NUnit NuGet packages. Fluent assertions, recommended. Bogus for dummy data generation. K6 for load testing. Test-driven programming. Make your code testable and ensure you have good code coverage. Following are also important topics: caching, logging, background tasks, good to know libraries. Cloud, CI/CD, improve your soft skills. Was this helpful? Share with a friend who needs it. Follow Iconic Mentor for more videos.